Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We are doing another episode today on your 30 Days of Wellness Lives. My name is Jen Ochnen. If you've just joined or were scrolling past and saw this person chatting and wondering what it was about, I am a former run-on Duncan gal turned integrative health practitioner, and I am here bringing you some tips, tricks, strategies, and some new things to think about over this course of 30 days. So I think we are on episode, 19 was Friday. Today is Thursday. So 20, 21, 22, episode 23. So once I finish this, there'll be 7 left in the series. If you are interested in catching any past episodes, there's 2 places you can look. Actually 3. You can go to YouTube and check out my YouTube channel. And all the videos and now streaming live on YouTube are there. You can go to my LinkedIn profile page, scroll down, click on events, and you will see all the listing of the lives, really mini master classes. And I started a new business page in LinkedIn called Shift into Health. I'm using that page solely to post lives and videos so that you can catch all my events there. So if you are joining, if you are watching, tell me in the comments, where are you joining from? Where are you geographically? What part of the country? What part of the world? I'm also would love to know where you are watching from a platform. My Facebook friends, I took a break from Facebook for a while so I could get some practice on LinkedIn with these lives. Now, just the last few days, I've been streaming to you. So please say hi if you're a Facebook friend. And YouTube. YouTube is totally new to me, but I thought, why not, if I'm doing this, why not meet some new friends, increase my network, and see who else I can talk to and possibly help. So I'm really excited to be here with you today because this episode is really all about, I think the title was basically how to get 37 times better, right? Because especially if you are watching an episode like this, if you're on LinkedIn in particular, you are here not necessarily just to be entertained, though entertainment is important, but you're here to learn, you're here to grow. You want to develop yourself personally, you want to develop yourself professionally, right? And I think we've all heard about the 1%. So if you have heard about the 1%, drop me some fire signs here in the comments. Be 1% better every single day. Be 1%, focus on just getting that 1% better, stretch yourself, move towards your goals, right? And if you are 1% better every day, you can, in fact, increase yourself by 37% by the end of the year, right? I think we've all heard this. A lot of people talk about it. Some people's, their whole platform is based on the 1%. But a lot of people just don't really know, what does that mean for me? How is that practical? How the heck are they even measuring that, right? And that was me. So I did some reading on it because my whole journey, especially since I left corporate and became an entrepreneur, a business owner on my own, has been about personal improvement and self-improvement. And I'm always learning. I'm very curious about the world. There's a lot of things that I want to do. There's a lot of things that I want to try. And so, hello from India. Namrata, thank you so much for joining. Hey, Doug. Hey, from New York. I appreciate it. And hey, if you are catching this on the replay, because right now it is September 14th, just past noon. And again, if you're watching this on replay, please put hashtag replay, give me a little wave. I love to know who's out there. So the 1%, right? I'm very curious. There's a lot of things that I want to do and learn. And part of the reason that I left corporate is because I was just so focused on the job. My bosses loved it, I'm sure. But I was so focused on the job that I wasn't living a 365 life, right? 365 days of the year, doing things beside work, 360 from a directional standpoint, focusing on personal, on relationships, on spiritual, right? I had totally lost my relationship with God. I didn't have one. Right? I lost connections with friends. I had lost connections with family. Everything was about work because I'm the type of person that when I get into something, I just kind of throw myself into it. Can anybody else relate to that? Are you that type of person? I have a very difficult time doing little bits every day. And that's what this whole 1% concept is about, which is why I was really intrigued with that. Because I'm the type of person where if a new initiative, a new tool, a new something comes up that I want to do, I want to just throw myself into it for hours, lose myself in it, and master it as soon as possible. I get a little obsessive that way. That's just how I am, right? That's why at work I was always good on big projects, right? And I would immerse myself into it. But living that way in totality is not healthy, right? So I think the approach to 1%, where you do get a little bit better every day so that you can experience exponential growth, is really a healthier approach, right? It certainly is for me. And of course, there are times when I still throw myself into my work, throw myself into a big new project, right? Redoing my website, that was a big one. Getting my emails up and running. So just different aspects of different tools in the business. Excuse me. Yes, that was a big effort. But again, let's just think about it. I want you to kind of do this exercise with me and feel free to put it in the comments. So why is 1% better in doing that 1% every day? I think, have you seen that YouTube video? It's the military gentleman, and he's giving the commencement speech, and he's talking about make your bed every day. I don't know if this is a TEDx talk or something. If anyone's watching it, go ahead and let me know in the comments. But you've seen it, and he really talks about the discipline of making your bed every day. And why do you do this? You do this because when you get up in the morning, you make your bed, you've accomplished something. You were productive. You got something done. It sets the tone for the rest of the day, right? Now, I don't necessarily think you should make a 1% goal about, okay, and then the next day I'm going to make my bed and then clean my bathroom and then do this, whatever, right? That's procrastination in terms of, putting off things that will really up level and change your life. Unless, you really have to be super organized and super clean, or else it drives you crazy and you can't focus on anything else. If that's you, then yes, clean your house, clean your apartment, or get some help to do that. But really what I'm talking about is personal and professional areas of your life. So if you think about personal, let's think about, your relationships. Think about how you're feeling each day. Do you have enough joy in your life? Are you overly stressed? Think about your career. Do you want a new job? Right? Or you're a business owner, you want to take something on new. Maybe you're new to LinkedIn and you want to create an online presence, right? These are all goals that will happen over time. And if you're consistently putting in the effort each day getting a little bit better, then it is going to pay off. Now, at first, because it's so small and the effort is small and maybe you can get through it quickly, it might seem kind of boring and it might not seem like you're getting very far, right? But over time, that's when that exponential growth really hits. So for those of you who are watching, go ahead and drop something in the comments, like what is a big goal or something that you would like to achieve. Again, maybe it's health related, maybe it's relationships, maybe it's, work, maybe it's social media. What is it? Anybody got something they want to share? For me right now, I'll tell you, it was going to, 50 and fabulous. I'm going to be 50 years old next month, October 11th. We are less than a month away. And so for the last, I would say 3-4 months, I've really been focused on kind of up leveling myself in my health. Right? How am I feeling? How am I doing? Have I had my doctor's appointments? Getting all the tests done. Let's take a look at how I'm working out. Let's take a look at how I'm eating, right? What are some things that I can do? Because turning 50, I'm super excited about it, right? It's a big milestone. That's a half a century of living. And I'd love to live another half of century. And for 95% of that time, I want to be healthy. Right? I want to be healthy until I'm 95 and a half, right? Super healthy. And then maybe in decline for the last 4 or 5 months and then die peacefully in my bed at 100. To me, that would be amazing. So think about what it is that you want to improve upon. Now, let me give you an example, mathematically, maybe on a simple example of how this could work, right? So let's pick a health goal. Say you decide that maybe your arms, they're not looking too good. You get some chicken wings when you wave, right? And you decide you want to do a goal of push-ups, right? And so each day you decide, well, I'm going to start with 10 push-ups. Well, maybe you can't do 10 push-ups yet. Okay. So you do 3 push-ups, and then you do another 3 push-ups later on in the day, and then you do 4 push-ups. Great. You've gotten your 10 push-ups in, right? I did that math right? Right? Yeah, 6, 10. Okay. And then the next day, you want to do 11 push-ups. So then instead of 3, 3, and 4, maybe it's 3, 4, and 4. And the next day, 12 push-ups. And you try to do more. So maybe your sets go down, but you're doing more each time, right? Maybe you break it up into 2 times a day. Maybe you break it up into 3 times a day. Maybe you do get to 100 a day, but you can never do more than 10 at a time. So what does that mean, right? You can set an alarm on your phone and you can do 10 push-ups an hour throughout the day. Think of how much better you would be. Think about how much stronger you would be. I mean, your upper body, not just your arms, your back, your chest, your shoulders, right? Your triceps, your forearms. This gives you a lot of functional movement and functional strength. You can then go and, right, you can grab a bag and you can throw it. You can lift your groceries from your car. This just, you can twist, you can turn, you can do things in your house, right? Functional movement is key to longevity. Hey, Kathy. Oh my gosh, girl, thanks for joining. Improved health and confidence. Love it. Improved health gives you that confidence, right? Where I went to school for my integrative health, there's a motto they use, change your body, change your life. Why is that? And it has nothing to do necessarily with a vanity metric or supposed vanity, though y'all know I have no problem with people feeling healthy and sexy, right? I think we should. I think every woman deserves to feel like that. But when you feel more healthy, when you are stronger, when you have more energy, right? What does that do for you? It drops your stress levels, right? It increases your curiosity. You have more interest in doing other things. You have the energy to do other things. And when you master something like that, when you accomplish that goal of greater health, greater strength, right? How can you not feel more confident? How can you not show up better every single day? And by doing so, help inspire others around you to be better too. Now, you won't inspire everyone. And I will tell you that from personal experience and experience of my clients, not everyone is going to be excited about your self-improvement journey. And so it's important for you to know, because some people will look on that and they'll use that as saying, this is a reflection of my own life, and it will make them feel bad. But what you have to understand is you have to keep on loving them, but that doesn't mean that you stop what you're doing, right? You've got to keep focused on that, love that person. And if they're ready, and eventually they'll do their own journey if that's what they choose to do. And hopefully they will be happy for and support you. Okay. So the question becomes, whatever it is that you've decided to do, is how do you keep going? Because doing something every single day, that's a commitment, right? Couple things on that. Number one, it takes discipline, it takes willpower, right? I did an episode, a Real Talk episode last week about how somehow the concepts of discipline and willpower seem to be part of this like toxic diet culture, too masculine energy. It's bad. Well, no, it's not. It's not bad. If you want to achieve something new, you have to do something different, and you have to do it many times. And it's not sexy every day to put in the reps, right? It's not fun every day to put in the reps. So how do you keep going? How do you keep going? Number one, you set a new standard for yourself, a non-negotiable. When you set that new standard and you've made the decision in your mind, this is what I'm going to do every day. And this is the way it is. And I've talked a lot about those open decision loops that are in your mind, right? Just make the decision, set the standard, go for it. And then your brain has room to work on other things, right? You're not constantly dwelling on this one decision. So if we go back to the example about making your bed, I make my bed every single day. Drives me crazy when it's not made. Plus, it's because I love my bedding. I got some new bedding when we redid our bedroom at Macy's that is just this most gorgeous pattern and shiny and gold and white and cream and pretty. And so I love looking at it. It makes me feel calm and restful to do that. So every single day I make my bed. It's a decision. I just do it. I do it before I even leave my bedroom, right? So again, you set that standard. If you decide you want to do your push-ups every day, you do your darn push-ups every single day. Just do it, right? But then there's another aspect of this too, right? If you've read or heard or YouTubed anything about Simon Sinek, you know, right? He is the king of finding your why. Why do you want to do this? This is very similar to change management that we used to do in Six Sigma or Lean Six Sigma at GE, right? You ask why 5 times. Why is something important? Clients come to me and I ask them, why do you want to do this? Well, I want to lose weight. Okay, well, why do you want to lose weight? Well, I want to feel better. Why? How are you feeling now? Well, I have a wedding that I want to go to. Oh, okay. And when's the wedding and why? Are you part of it? Yeah, I'm in the wedding. I'm a bridesmaid, right? So you can see. So really, it's not just that they want to lose weight, but they have a very specific event coming up at a specific time. They want to fit into a dress and they want to look happy and confident for the pictures because the pictures are going to be there forever. That's a reality, right? It's a reality of every woman who's ever been asked to be a bridesmaid. But so you have to get to the why so that when times are tough and you don't feel like doing it, you have the discipline and the willpower to maintain your standard. This is the essence of growth. And think about it. When we talk about exponential growth, it's really about becoming another person. Right? When you set a goal in a certain area of your life, the achievement of that goal helps you become somebody that you've never been. I talk about this with my clients during prep week. There's an audio file that I have them listen to, and it's about discovering their 2.0 person. So for Kathy, right, it's discovering Kathy's 2.0 on her health journey. Who is this person who has achieved the goal that she wants to achieve? Who is that person? What is she doing? Right? How does she get up in the morning? Right? What are her habits? What is she eating for breakfast? What is she doing before she gets ready for work? How is she moving throughout the day? Right? What's she wearing? Who is she talking to? What she's reading? Who is this person that has achieved this goal? And then by doing the things that Kathy 2.0 does, you start to get the same results. So then you become that person. Make sense? And so finding that why, finding that person and doing all the things that bring that person into your reality, that you meet her, right? Because she's there, she's out there waiting for you, right? But you meet her and you decide, wow, okay, then you can start to answer the question, right? If you have a day where you don't feel like doing something, you can ask yourself, what would Kathy 2.0 do right now? Well, she'd get to doing it, right? I do this with myself, right? Maybe there's a question, because this all helps resolve imposter syndrome, right? Maybe you're nervous about something. In my women's mastermind group, we all run into this. I don't care who you are, at what level, what you're doing. You're always going to ask yourself the question at some point, who am I to try and do this thing? Who am I to try and talk to somebody about the 1%, right? Who am I to decide that I'm going to go live on LinkedIn 30 business days in a row and talk about topics related to health and hormones and movement and mindset and stress? Who am I to do this? Well, what would Jen 2.0 do? Jen, who's running this, very large, successful business filled with, thousands of client testimonials, right? I don't have thousands yet. I have a lot, but I don't have thousands, right? Who is that person? Okay. Now, what would she do right now? How would she handle that situation? Put yourself in the mind of that person. Do what they do. And that's going to get you there closer. That's going to get you closer to that standard. So again, at the end of it, I mean, what does 37x growth look like? It's your 2.0 person, right? A personal example for me. And if it's 20 minutes into this live, we got about 5 minutes left, right? And so if you're just joining, we're talking about how you can 37x improve your life. And this is really about using the concept of 1% better every single day. And how does this look? So if you're just joining us, can you drop something in the chat that talks about what is that area of your life that you would like to 37x, right? I'd love to know. And if you have any comments or thoughts or hints on how to do it and what's working for you, I'd love to hear that too. Who just joined? Hey, Jeff from Indiana, Jen the Fab. Oh, you're so sweet. I love it. So what was I going to say? Oh, for me. So I left GE in 2014. But 2 years prior to that, I woke up and decided that my health was in such a state I had to do something, right? And then I got intrigued with the idea of network marketing in the health and wellness space. And so I worked for 2 years to create a health and wellness business. And then I was able to leave. Now, I probably would have stayed a little bit longer, but situations at work with, layoffs and whatnot, they basically eliminated my job. I found another one. I could have stayed, but at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? No, it's time for me to go. Right. So the growth that I had in that 2-year time period was somebody who would have thought of never leaving their cushy corporate job, which really was super stressful. I wouldn't call it cushy, but very good salary, right? Good benefits, arguably not the best, but good job, right? Turning from that person into the person that decides to leave 2 years later and do something different, become a new person. That was a journey. There were a lot of steps in that journey. Learning about social media, being brave about posting, talking about my story on social media. These were all things I'd never done before. Before that, I wasn't even on Facebook account, right? This was over 10 years ago. I was like, what? I'm not on Facebook. Ooh. So then if you think about it, okay, well, going from somebody who does network marketing for a while and deciding, you know what, that's not the path that's going to make me happy. I want to get deeper. I became just obsessed with functional health, obsessed with functional lab tests and naturopath and Ayurvedic, and really getting to the root cause of finding out, why does somebody feel like they feel? Weight gain is a symptom. What's going on in their body? What is out of balance? Right? How can we restore their nutrient deficiencies? How can we reduce toxicities, reduce stress, increase movement, help people feel better? Really by healing themselves by using, the best food, movement, sleep, stress management, balance their hormones, right? I became obsessed with that. So what did that look like? Every day I had to study every day. I still had to run my own business. I had to change my routines. I had to get a lot better on social media. I'm a different person now than I was 2 years ago. 1 year ago, I was terrified at the thought of going live on LinkedIn. But what did I do? I joined a mastermind class with a bunch of other female entrepreneurs, all in different areas, all in different professions, working on our sales and marketing, working on our messaging, working on our mindset, our money mindset. And now here I am, episode 23, right? Sharing with you. Who am I to do this? Well, I'm Jen 2.0 from where I was 2 years ago. And that evolution is going to continue. But again, it's obviously not everybody's going to have my journey, but you all have the same ability. So whatever it is that you want to achieve, decide, set your goal, set your standard, work on it a little bit every day. You will see that progression. And when you have those days that you just don't feel like it, remember your why. Why are you doing this? Who is the person that you want to be? You want to be somebody less stressed, more joyful, having more fun, being more playful. I think we all get super boring and serious as we get older. Maybe a little bit cynical about life. Maybe just kind of tired of things, worn down by the stress. Well, let me tell you, we're all living longer. So if you're feeling that way at age 40, 45, 50, 55, let me tell you something, sister and brother. You got another 25, 35, 45 years of life. What are you going to do with that? How do you want to feel each day? During my client consultations, I asked, there's always two questions I ask. There's a bunch of questions, but there's always two that I ask. The first one is I asked them, I said, if we would work together, and what are the top 2 or 3 things that we could solve that would just create the most extraordinary results for you? They're always stunned. Wow, that's a great question. And then I draw out the answer and we talk about that more. And then I ask the second question. I say, working together and achieving this so that you lose the 25 pounds that you've been carrying for the last 10 years and give you the energy so that you can get up in the morning and get dressed and wear anything that you want and go out and go through your day and be happy and joyful. If we can achieve that for you, what would your life look like? What would that mean to you? I want you to ask yourself those questions. What are the top 2 or 3 things that if you achieved them, if you worked on them and got a little bit better, 1% better every day, what would you want to achieve? What would your goal be? And by the achievement of that goal, what would your life be like? How would you feel when you get up in the morning? What would you wear? Who would you talk to? What would you be reading? What would you be watching? Where would you be going? Who would be around you? How would you feel? Would you be happy? These are questions worth asking. I didn't ask myself these type of questions for far too long. I just kept my head down and I kept working, and I kept working for somebody else until I worked myself practically to death. I worked myself into 20 pounds overweight and being miserable. I'm a Gen 10.0 at this point from there. And you can do that too. So I hope this has been helpful to you today. If so, please let me know what you thought in the comments. Please let me know something that you're thinking about. If you have a question, send me a message. I'm happy to talk to you. I'd love to know. And if you found value in this episode, please share it. If you're in LinkedIn, please repost with a comment why somebody should watch this. And I will see you again here tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. And then there's just really one more week and a day. Because my last day will be the 25th. And then I'll be figuring out a new rhythm. I think it'll probably be something like going live twice a week after that. But for Kathy, for Jeff, for Namrata, for Doug, for SARS, thank you so much for joining me live today. I can't wait to see everybody else's comments when they watch it on the replay. And take care and have a great rest of your day. Bye, everybody.